I've got a joke for you to start things off.
Okay.
How does Han Solo get around Endor?
Speeder bike.
He walks.
Ah!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Four Eyes and the Giant. My name is Jordi Steele, and I am taller than most people. And this is Cameron Howell, and he wears glasses. Oh yeah, he's such a smart little boy. He wears glasses to show that he's smart.
Or it's to shield myself from the world and it almost act as a barrier between me and the world around me.
Yeah. Or if when you take them off, does it become apparent that you are a superhero? Don't do it. Don't no. Your identity.
I am Spider-Man.
Now, last Sunday was, of course, the Oscars, and we could give you a very professional and intellectual takeaways and go in depth on each category win and criticize certain parties and detail events. Detail events in a succinct and quaint manner, but we can't, so we won't.
No, but we will boast about the fact we both won a lot of money on Frances McDormand.
She won! She won! Franny Mac for the win. She's got who holds the record?
I think it's something like Katharine Hepburn or something.
Is Katharine Hepburn?
No, and Meryl has 2. I'm an idiot. Meryl has 2.
So she beat Meryl.
She's beat Meryl.
Get up, ye. Yeah. So instead, over the past week, I think it was yesterday actually, on the day of recording. This is Saturday, and yesterday, Friday, a little-known magazine called Variety put out an article predicting the nominations for next year's Oscars. So we thought we might as well take this time to go through the list and explain each film that they believe will win specifically, as they'll probably be the ones that you should have on your watch list for the next year.
I don't even remember what Variety had on their list last year. We should have looked into that, I feel, like to see if they got Nomadland, because I think is that not a Sundance one that sort of came out of...
I couldn't find the one from last year. I tried looking, but to no avail.
Oh.
So starting off, we've got which the film that's probably going to come. Yeah, that's the soonest to come out is In the Heights, the adaptation of the Lin-Manuel Miranda Broadway hit.
Now, have they added an original song to this? Because I know that sometimes the cheat they use for musical adaptations is they add an original song to the movie version, so the original song can win Best Original Song.
I have no idea.
You don't know?
Like Grease.
Yeah.
There are tons of films in the film that weren't in the original play. I found that out today.
Grease is based on a play?
Yeah. In the Heights is they believe is going to win Best Supporting Actress for Olga Merediz.
Really?
Yeah. And the film is set for June 11th.
Or 18th in the UK for some reason. I don't fucking know why.
Is it? I looked at multiple places and I found that it said June 11th or 10th. So it was the 18th, and it was brought forward a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got Eternals, the MCU film coming out in November 5th. They believe it will win Best Makeup and Hairstyling and Best Visual Effects.
They always say that I'll at least get a nomination for Best Visual Effects. One Marvel movie a year gets nominated for Best Visual Effects, but makeup and hairstyling, we don't know what they look like yet.
I believe in
the prediction on Variety's part.
The other nominations they predicted for visual effects were Shang-Chi and Spider-Man, I think was the other one, and then Dune.
Dune. I think that's
Dune
gonna
would
win.
probably
Dune
win. Yeah.
Eternals is going to be a very interesting one though, because that might surprise us. It might pull a Black Panther, and
Yeah,
because Chloe Zhao, she's Academy sweetheart at the moment, Chloe Zhao. So
I know. Imagine if she got nominated, at least nominated for Best Director for Eternals.
Movie.
Best cinematography.
Best cinematography.
Cinematography, yeah.
Yummy.
We then have No Time to Die, which is the James Bond film that I don't think we'll ever see. It's never coming out.
No, it's never coming out.
They have it slated for Best Original Song for Billie Eilish's No Time to Die.
That's a good shout, but has it been too long? I worry that it's been too long.
True. Who knows, really? The other nominations they had were like possible Best Original Song from Dear Evan Hansen, possible original song from Tick Tick Boom, and just possible original songs from musicals, like you were saying.
Musicals are getting adapted.
Yeah. Now we're getting.
That's always a one they do. So I would be surprised if one of the many musicals doesn't take it this year. I think because I think Billie Eilish will have been, unless they do another hard push towards release. I doubt. I think Billie's been sort of left out in the cold for this. I think she'll get nominated, but I don't think she'll win.
Yeah. No Time to Die set for 30th of September. We're now moving on to the big boys, the ones that haven't really had much attention. They haven't had trailers or anything. Starting off with House of Gucci. This is Ridley Scott's new film. The film is based on the 2001... Exciting. Stop interrupting me.
Sorry. It's very exciting.
Little boy. The film is based on the 2001 book The House of Gucci, a sensational story of murder, madness, glamour and greed by Sarah Gay Forden. It stars Lady Gaga in the role of Patricia Reggiani, who was tried and convicted of orchestrating the assassination of her ex-husband and former head of the Gucci fashion house, Maurizio Gucci, played by Adam Driver. The film also stars Al Pacino, Jared Leto, Jack Houston, Reeve Carney, Salma Hayek, and Jeremy Irons. It is directed by Ridley Scott, written by Roberto Bentevegna, who's making his feature film debut, and is, of course, based on the Sarah Gay Forden book. This film, Variety predict to win Best Picture, Best Director for Ridley, Best Adapted Screenplay for Roberto Bentevegna, Best Cinematography for Darius Wolski, and Best Costume Design for Janty Yates. Or Jonty, I don't know how to pronounce it.
And they think this will win. They think this is going to win. They think this is the winner.
Mm-hmm.
That's big balls. I think that's some big balls from them to predict that. But
yeah,
I'm excited for this film. This film's one I'm most excited for this year. I'm just overhyped.
It's just called Gucci in the UK, isn't it? Because we have to be weird and have different names. Yeah, on IMDb it says, also known as Gucci. It's set for 26th of November. And yeah, should be good. Adam Driver's great in everything.
I wonder if Gaga has a chance of winning. Even like a wee one. But maybe we'll talk about that. And doesn't Ridley have 2 films?
He also has the film The Last Duel coming out, which also stars Adam Driver.
Well, maybe that was supposed to be on Oscar list for this year before, obviously the pandemic delayed it. So maybe he does a double whammy. That'd be interesting to see. Maybe.
Then we have Being the Ricardos, also known as Lucy and Desi over here in the UK. Nicole Kidman as Lucille Ball and Javier Bardem as Desi and Naz, the real-life couple who were the stars of I Love Lucy, encounter a crisis that could jeopardize their careers and marriage. This film is being written and directed by Aaron Sorkin.
On that premise, I was going to say, that sounds like one of those ones that like everyone hypes up and then it's slightly shit and then no one talks about it in award season. But then you said Aaron Sorkin.
I was getting, I get, what's the film called? Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood vibes from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aaron Sorkin, great writer, shouldn't direct films.
No, you really shouldn't
No.
direct movies.
Just David Fincher shouldn't write films either. Just have David Fincher and Aaron Sorkin be a team up, and then perfect. They predict this film will win Best Film Editing. So yeah, Variety predicted this film will win Best Film Editing, which is odd because Sorkin's film Trial of the Chicago 7 was also predicted to win Best Editing by all the film pundits.
What did win Best Editing in the end?
Sound of Metal.
And it should have. That's the thing. Sound of Metal was a better film. They're idiots.
Yeah, I think it's just because Social Network won each year.
Yeah.
That they're always like, oh, it's Aaron Sorkin. Yeah. He must be really good. Yeah.
And it was a Fincher film.
Exactly. The next film is Tick, Tick, Boom. This is Lin-Manuel Miranda's adaptation of Jonathan Larson's semi-autobiographical musical of the same name. An aspiring theatre composer endures a midlife crisis as he approaches 30 and does not feel close to his dream. This film stars Andrew Garfield as Jonathan Larson, alongside Vanessa Hudgens, Alexandra Shipp, and Bradley Whitford as Stephen Sondheim. This will be Lin-Manuel...
Sorry, go on. I thought you were done.
This will be Lin-Manuel Miranda's directorial debut and is written by Stephen Levinson, who wrote Dear Evan Hansen, the book for it. On with your prediction. Your
I think this might be another one that gets left. I think this might be one that gets left out in the cold completely, other than Best Original Song. Is that what it's up for there for? Because it sounds like an interesting film that I will enjoy, but I feel like it might get left out.
Variety predicts that this film will win Best Sound.
That's possible. I could see that. Actually.
Yeah, it is set to come out on Netflix later this year.
I don't know much about the musical though, in terms of like how out there is it? Is it like a?
I have no idea. I've never heard of it until doing research about it today. Okay. Yeah, set to come out on Netflix later this year. Also coming to Netflix. Netflix have so many films coming out this year. Probably the same with HBO Max.
That's that $15 billion of content that they've sent. Yeah. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, they have The Harder They Fall, which is directed by James Samuel and written by Samuel and Boaz Yakin. When an outlaw played by Jonathan Majors discovers his enemy is being released from prison, he reunites with his gang to seek revenge in this Western. It's a very strange description. This film also stars Idris Elba, Zazie Beetz, Lakeith Stanfield, Delroy Lindo, and Regina King.
That sounds like a cool movie.
It's a tight cast, yeah. They predict the film will win Best Supporting Actor for Idris Elba. Idris.
He's not won anything yet, has he? He didn't win from it on Mandela, did he?
No. No. I don't think he did.
That'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see how that does, because that sounds right up the Academy's alley as well in terms of just cast, like star power and premise. I feel like that could be something that does very well.
Yeah. Also coming to Netflix this year, but no concrete date, is Blonde, a fictionalized take on the life of Marilyn Monroe. It stars Ana de Armas as Norma Jane, formerly known as Marilyn Monroe. The film is written and directed by Andrew Dominic, who directed Killing Them Softly and The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, and is based on the Joyce Carol Oates novel. They predict that Ana de Armas will win Best Actress.
Why is she on the list? Is that film also on the list for best makeup and hairstyling?
It is not.
I think
that is Eternals.
I think that might be silly. That'll get a nomination at least. That's very good.
I want the Suicide Squad to win. So both Suicide Squad wins Best Hairstyle and Makeup.
Oh god, I hate that. Yeah, Suicide Squad. That went into this. That Suicide Squad win in that year
over Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah, just sad
Yeah.
times.
We then have Flea, which is an animated documentary directed by Jonas Por Rasmussen. Sorry.
Easy for you to say.
The film follows Amen on the verge of marrying his husband. He shares his story for the first time about his hidden past, fleeing his country as a refugee. This film is executive produced by Riz Ahmed and Nicola Coster-Waldau, and is predicted to get the best documentary feature.
Oh. We're in territory I know nothing about at this point. So
all right, it's an animated documentary, so it could also be nominated for best animation.
Best animated, yeah.
Technically, there is no UK release date for it.
There won't be for a while. That'll be like last minute.
Yes,
sort of.
Netflix will probably snatch it up.
Yeah.
Then we have Blue Bayou. As a Korean-American man raised in the Louisiana bayou works hard to make a life for his family, he must confront the ghosts of his past as he discovers that he can be deported from the only country that he has ever called home. This film is written and directed by Justin Chon and starring Justin Chon of the Twilight Saga, alongside Alicia Vikander. It is predicted to win Best Original Screenplay.
Yeah, that sounds like an original screenplay winner right there.
It's very Minari.
Probably be very, very well respected and very highly praised, and then nothing will come of it, but maybe an original screenplay if they're lucky, I think, which is depressing because that sounds like a great film. But we'll see. All these could be shit. We don't know.
It's set for June 25th in the States, but it was produced by Entertainment One, so I don't know what that means. Here. Yeah.
E1 are a company, they're owned by Hasbro.
Right.
They do have a distribution arm in the UK, but they also sell off to people. So it depends. It could be anyone.
Then we have Encanto from Disney. Encanto tells the tale of an extraordinary family, the Madrigals, who live hidden in the mountains of Colombia, in a magical house, in a vibrant town, in a wondrous, charmed place called Encanto.
Could you say Colombia again?
Colombia.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I don't know if it was just on purpose or if it was just
No.
Something you did by instinct.
The magic of the Encanto has blessed every child in the family with a unique gift from super strength to the power to heal. Every child except one. Mirabelle, voiced by Stephanie Beatrice. But when she discovers that the magic surrounding the Encanto is in danger, Mirabelle decides that she, the only ordinary Madrigal, might just be her exceptional family's last hope. Encanto is directed by Byron Howard and Jared Bush and Charisse Castro-Smith, and is written by Bush and Castro-Smith, with songs written by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
It's funny because it's just it feels very familiar in the whole like the magic's inside you the entire time sort of kind of stuff. But I feel this could be a great film. It's
very Inhumans.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
I'm excited for that. Disney doing all the Latin American countries at this point. As it's Colombia, we've had Pixar doing Mexico. I'm just making their way around, and they're usually really good as well. So I'm excited to see that. Big up Latin America.
Variety predicts this will win Best Animated Feature. Side note, Variety did not predict even a nomination for Pixar next year. Now, I know Luca is being released only on Disney Plus, but like
that didn't stop Soul.
So is Soul, yeah. So
yeah,
come on, man. Side note, Lin-Manuel Miranda has 4 films coming out this year: In the Heights, Tick Tick Boom, Vivo, and Encanto.
He's going to be a very busy man next awards season. That's
going to be a very profitable year for Miranda.
Encanto flat. He'll get that new conservatory he's been saving up for. Get that extension.
In the Heights.
Good for him.
Encanto is set for 26th of November.
Oh.
Then we have King Richard. A look at how tennis superstars Venus and Serena Williams became who they are after the coaching from their father, Richard Williams. The film stars Will Smith as Richard Williams and is directed by Reinaldo Marcus Green, who directed 2018's Monsters and Men, and is written by Zach Balin, who is set to write Creed 3. Variety predict this will win Best Actor for Will Smith.
They think he'll win. I was going to say, this sounds like another concussion, where he has a very good sort of like pre-buzz, and then the film comes out, and it's maybe not as good, but this seems like something Will could... I really want Will to get an Oscar, though. I just feel like he kind of deserves one. I'd quite like to see that speech, because I feel like that would be a very amusing speech.
Is it going to be Will Smith's year, or is it going to be Adam Driver's year?
Adam Driver's got a lot of years left. I don't know what Will's up to.
True.
I don't think Will will be retiring, but I don't know how. Maybe Will will only do serious projects, sort of, from now on.
It would be cool to see him finally get his big win. And then we have finally their last sort of prediction for winner is Nightmare Alley. A remake of the 1947 film Nightmare Alley follows Stan Carlisle, an ambitious carny with a talent for manipulating people with a few well-chosen words, who hooks up with Dr. Lilith Ritter, a female psychiatrist who is even more dangerous than he is. It is directed by Guillermo del Toro, with a screenplay by del Toro and Kim Morgan, and is based on the novel of the same name by William Lindsay Gresham. The film features an ensemble cast that includes Bradley Cooper as Carlisle, Cate Blanchett as Ritter, William Dafoe, Toni Collette, Richard Jenkins, Ron Perlman, and Rooney Mara.
Fuck me. Okay, I take it back. That'll get some looking. I'll get a looking.
Variety predict.
Maybe not.
Variety predict this will win Best Production Design.
Yes. Easy. Hands down. We love a bit of Del Toro production design.
Yeah. Variety also predict that 2 categories will be added to the roster in the form of Best Achievements in Stunts, in which they didn't even predict Top Gun Maverick, the film in which Tom Cruise actually flew a fighter jet to get a nomination, and Best Achievement in Casting, which they predict will go to Don't Look Up.
I would love that to happen. So they think that's definitely going to happen. Because if they don't add stunts...
People have been saying that for years.
I know, but I don't know. If this is the year... Mission Impossible comes out this year as well. So that's a shoe-in for a win for stunts. And if they don't get recognised... I mean, Tom's thrown himself out of planes, He wants that Oscar. I know. He wants that Oscar so bad.
Yeah.
What do you think about the actual ceremony this year, though? Do you think they'll take elements from what they did this year, or do you think they'll just go back to straight how it was before?
I prefer them to just go back to the theater, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But just have because it was cool having a director, having Steven Soderbergh direct it, but I feel they missed out on a lot of opportunities, especially ending it with George Clooney having stolen all the Oscars. It would have been a very strange ending, but I feel like the ending was already strange for the Oscars this year.
I fell asleep. I didn't get to see it.
Oh yeah, and it all went downhill when what's his name, Little Ray Howard or something. Yeah. When he started doing the quiz thing, that's when it all started going downhill. And then Glenn Close did the butt dance, and then Nomadland won, which was cool, and then Franny Mac won, which was cool, and then the whole catastrophe happened. But
it was such a shit risk to take as well, because they almost jinxed it for themselves. They're the reason that Anthony Hopkins won in a way. Like, karma's a bitch, That's why it happened.
Yeah.
I think the world tried to get back at them for trying to do something so disgusting in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like, in like a I can see why they
With
tried to do it, but
Mhm.
yeah,
a little bit of me just makes me feel like maybe the producers should know who's going to win,
that leaks though.
S- so
That's
they
the only
can
thing.
no, just like one person. If
Huh.
Soderbergh knew, then they could have structured it
But then
all
you'd throw up
better.
changes. Variety would go Oscars last minute changes to schedule as Best Actor moved back down to the way it was before. You know,
Well, they don't have to know. People only knew just before the end of the Oscars.
I suppose. I suppose.
Um,
They can keep the aspect ratio, in my opinion. They can keep that, and they can keep. I didn't like the frame rate at first because they shot it in 24 frames per second, so it looked very weird. But
right.
I kind of liked by the end of it and watching the stuff back, I didn't mind it as much as I did when I was watching it live. So I don't know if it's just Now TV's terrible stream that didn't
Yeah.
play very well with it.
Yeah. Just want to point out other highlights in Variety's predictions for nominees. You got Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, which is set for the 10th of December. Denis Villeneuve's Dune, Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch, Taika Waititi's Next Goal Wins, Claire Denis' Fire, Olivia Wilde's Don't Worry, Darling, Robert Eggers' The Northman, Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho, and Al, Pedro Almodovar. I always get his name wrong. Pedro
Pedro Almodovar.
Almodovar,
Yeah.
Madre Paralelas, and Joel Cohen's The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Come on, Franny. You can do it.
Yeah.
I believe in the
Again,
fourth time.
the Tragedy of Macbeth in the UK, Macbeth.
Macbeth. Fucking hell.
I don't, because we can't distinguish the Macbeth films.
No.
Why would we want to do that?
This Macbeth film is the same Macbeth film as the Macbeth film from Michael Fassbender. That's what it was. It's the exact same film.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that ends the main topic of the show. On to the next segment. Welcome to the weekly watch list. This is a segment that we should do in every show. It's when we talk about the films that we watched this week and the releases of this week and next week. Cameron, what did you watch this week?
This week I watched nothing. Did I watch
Too busy focusing
Yeah.
on your studies.
I focused on my studies, and I was getting all ill. I finished. No, I told you I finished Mythic Quest. Watched the Oscars. I was gonna watch another round before the Oscars, but I never ended up doing that. But the only thing of note I've watched this week was This Time with Alan Partridge, which was on last night.
All right.
You know,
Yeah.
and that was I love me some Alan Partridge. It's not as good as the old sitcom. It's not as good as Knowing Me, Knowing You. I enjoy it, but the bits are getting tiring now. So we're in season 2, and there's stuff like Simon, his sidekick, is still doing the same gag with the touch screen.
Mhm.
The banter between them is just getting kind of stale now, despite the fact they're trying to add little complications in. But it's just I don't know. It's still funny. There's still funny bits, but it just really doesn't. It's not as good as it could be, which is disappointing.
No. When is your final deadline?
The 5th. So I really should be editing. I finished my wee script for my video essay on autism in film, and
Nice.
I just need to record that now and then figure out what I'm going to put as the background stuff, because I've got a feeling I'm just going to have a rant with some pretty pictures. And at this point, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'll just give them whatever I have to give. I'm going to write this essay, hand it in, call it a day. If I get 40, I don't give a shit anymore. I just want out. I just want to leave. Please let me leave. Robert, if you're watching this, and I know you probably aren't, please just be kind.
The mental decay of a student. I remember when I was a student,
What's it like with the other side?
all those ages ago. It's so boring. I have no idea what to do now.
I would be fucking playing Returnal. I pre-ordered Returnal because I thought to
Yeah.
myself, I'm gonna get some fucking time in, and I've played like 5 minutes of it. I admired the pretty particle effects. Times.
I can tell you what I've done since leaving Netflix. Since leaving
Fucking hell,
university. I watched the final episode of Invincible. Very good season. Very good first season. Season 2 and 3 have been greenlit by Amazon, which
That's
is
exciting.
fantastic. I also watched the entirety of Netflix's new original anime series Yasuke, which is about the Black Samurai, the first, the African American who became a samurai, starring Lakeith Stanfield. It's very good. Yes, you.
I've heard it's bad. Is it all right?
It's fine. I found it fine. I got through it in a day. It's very short. It's very anime, so it's like, oh, cool samurai. Oh, there's also magic and a mech robot.
Oh, I was actually gonna joke about a mech, and then you were like, I was like, a mech.
There's robots, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, I liked it. It's not as good as like Castlevania or even what was the other one, Blood of Zeus, that came out earlier this year.
I want to get a live action version of that story without the mechs, because I feel like that is, and it wasn't that going to happen with Chadwick before he passed away. That's
yes,
so sad.
It's because Yasuke, as we said last week, it's everyone's trying to make a Yasuke film, and I think there was also a live action one with sort of cyberpunky elements, and I don't know if that was the Chadwick one or the Matt Reeves one, and I don't know if they were also the same film. It's very confusing. So many people want to make this film. I then watched Friday's release of The Mitchells versus the Machines. That's displayed behind me. Written and directed by Michael Rianda, who also voices Aaron Mitchell and Jeff Rao, and produced by Phil Lord and Chris Miller of the Lego Movie and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse fame. Netflix's new animated film follows a quirky, dysfunctional family whose road trip is upended when they find themselves in the middle of a robot apocalypse and suddenly become humanity's unlikeliest last hope. This film features the voices of Abby Jacobson of Broad City, Danny McBride, Maya Rudolph, Michael Rianda, Eric Andre, and Olivia Colman, with cameos from John Legend and Chrissy Teigen, Fred Armisen, Beck Bennett, and Conan O'Brien.
Oh,
yeah, I really like this film. It was a fun time. Yeah, it was really well made. The animation is great, and which was expected because it's made by the same people. They tried to emulate Spider-Man versus Into the Spider-Verse, which is just perfect. Very, very, very original takes on animation with its 3D trying to look 2D. It also features one of the greatest cinematic monsters, and I'm so excited for you to see it when you finally watch it. There's not many moments where I laughed out loud, but I did. I wasn't like, oh, this is terrible, this isn't funny. I enjoyed it as a family film without my family.
God. Maybe I'll watch it with my family at some point. Hopefully tonight. Maybe not. I don't know. I've got so much to do. Just want it all to end.
Yeah. Actually, god damn it, I forget to do this every week, and I should really stop doing it. Mitchells versus the Machines. What score do you think it got on Rotten Tomatoes?
92.
97.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Also, well, I remember Rotten Tomatoes, Paddington 2 is now the greatest film of all time because Citizen Kane dropped from 100% to 99%, leaving Paddington 2 as the film with 100% rod. Is it the only film with 100%?
No, there's a couple films. I think it's the film that's got the most reviews and 100%. So it's the most 100%ed.
It's really good.
Beautiful.
Though.
It deserves it.
Yeah. So that was this week's releases. We also had Mosquito Coast, which I mentioned last week. Didn't watch that. Without Remorse came out. which TikTok is just endlessly
Not me. I still
throwing
get ASOS
adverts at
adverts.
me.
I don't know what that says about me, but
I think it's because I had a phone call with my dad yesterday asking what films to watch, and he mentioned Without Remorse. So I think he's messed up my TikTok. Yeah.
in your phones.
Next week we had a bunch of films, but Cameron didn't want us to say anything, so Cameron's a party pooper.
No, I said, well, there's 2 films that have US release dates. That look, you can mention them if you want, and then one film that's a Greek Curzon release. I don't know if anyone listens to this will want to hear about, which is called Apples.
Apples
sounds quite interesting. But
it's a film in which a pandemic happens and the virus makes you forget who you are. It's terrifying. There's also Bad Batch coming out on May 4th, the new Star Wars animated series. Is that weekly release?
So there's a 90-minute episode on May 4th, so like basically a TV movie, and then it starts weekly release from the Friday. So the 7th it'll start doing it's like how they did The Mandalorian when that first came out, I think.
Right.
So
I forgot the other films were The Waterman, which is a film directed by David Oyelowo. So sorry, David.
Oyelowo. Oh my God. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, David, but your name,
hell,
your name gives me dyslexia. It's a film about a boy who his mum is sick, and he hears a folklore tale about the Waterman, who's a man who could heal people. So he goes out into the forest, and it's like that kind of adventure kids film. The other film that I meant to do was Mainstream, which is Gio Coppola's new film starring Andrew Garfield, and it's about YouTube and how the internet celebrities are taking over.
It's about Jake Paul.
Jake Paul is in it.
Is he? Fucking hell, right? That's depressing. Getting shit reviews. I noticed it's
probably, yeah.
So it's who would have thought? I'll watch that maybe if I can get hands on it next week. I'll talk to some people, see what I can do.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
It's been a nice
short. You watch the Bad Batch? I never asked because you've not seen a lot of the Clone Wars.
I've been trying my darndest since leaving university. Now that I have lots of spare time to finish the Clone Wars, I am on season 5 now.
Mm-hmm. Even if you don't manage to get it done in the next 3 days, which you probably won't, watch the Bad Batch arc, and you should just be set because they'll be on their own. I doubt there'll be a lot of crossover, and then just keep making your way for Clone Wars while the Bad Batch is on. So just
do I have to watch that arc to know? What's going on?
You have to watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Yeah, it's been a short one because last week's was very long. It was longer before I edited it as well. So you're welcome. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I have been Jordi Steele. You can find me on Twitter at Real Jordi Steele. You can also find the show at Four Eyes Giant or at Ojai Films. Cameron, where can they find you?
They can find me crying in a fetal position underneath my desk, usually. Also on Twitter at CamzoOG, and on the old. And I know I've plugged it, and I've only done it once. But once the university is out of the way, I swear to God, I'm going to stream a lot because it's a great time. It's a great time. I enjoy doing it. So that'll be twitch.tv/Camzo_OG. And yeah, I do another podcast called 35 Minute Movies, a podcast about Vin Diesel and our Lord and Savior, Fast and Furious 9. A lot of ramping up. Did you see his little public service announcement this week?
I did not, because I don't want to see any footage of Fast 9.
Oh, well, there's barely any footage of Fast 9 in it, but the first minute of it is basically just Vin Diesel driving a car going, movies, we missed them so much, come back to the cinema. And me and Awais were just like, yes, 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 I love it. The episode just came out. It's on Babylon 80 and Fast 4. And then next week it's Fast 5 and Fast 6. So lots of Fast and Furious, which is a great fun time. So
what did you rate Babylon AD?
I think I gave it a 1.
Right.
It was so bad. It was one of the worst Vin Diesel movies there is.
Yeah.
Um,
The only
I
bits
don't
I
know if you
remember
remember.
from that film is when they're walking in the crowd towards something and somebody starts shooting. I don't know if that's a bit.
There's
I
a
know
couple moments
they're
like that.
they're in a crowd and they're walking towards people and they're just trying to hide from people. I remember. And then there's also a
There's a
bit
market
where
scene with clone tigers and stuff, and that might be the
there's
bit
a
you're thinking about.
there's a nice car trip around Scotland or just a mountainous area.
I don't
And then
remember that
there's
bit, but
like
there's a bit with a submarine.
there's a big. I have no idea what the film's about. Um,
But nothing happens until the last 10 minutes. Like, the
right.
bad guys don't become clear until the last 10 minutes, and it's just shit. Directed by the guy who directed Lahane. Or Lahan. Lahane? I don't know. I'm
Lahane.
not French. Fuck knows. Lahane.
Hate. I think. Yeah.
But yes, thank you for listening and watching.
Yes. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.